I'm going to share something with you that probably won't reflect especially well on me. In fact, it may cause a bit of pushback. But here it is. During the Edinburgh Fringe, I have a blacklist. And it's not shows with nudity or profanity or religious themes. I don't go to free shows. Now, that's not a hard and fast rule. If I know the performer or if someone I trust recommends it, I'll go. In fact, I will this year, and I'm looking forward to it. But when it comes to taking a chance on something unknown, I tend to avoid anything that doesn't charge admission. And that's because I've been burned too many times, drawn in by a promising blurb or a striking flyer, only to find myself in a cramped venue with no ventilation and no exit, counting down the longest 60 minutes of my life. So, now I've made a personal rule. If you're not charging anything, not even a token amount, I probably won't take the risk. And I know how that sounds. It is snobbish. And it is doubtless unfair. There are good performers trying to build something. And some of the best acts at the Fringe have begun on the free circuit. I know that. And I'm glad there are generous, open-hearted people who go to those shows, take the risk, and discover something brilliant. I'm just not one of them. And that choice, as harsh as it might seem, isn't only emotional. It's also, at least in part, philosophical. There's a long tradition among moral thinkers and philosophers that says if something is truly worth having, it will cost something. Aristotle wrote that the good life requires effort, that nothing excellent comes easily. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, saw hardship as a sign of value, not of failure. Even John Stuart Mill, writing in a very different age, argued that the pleasures which truly satisfy the human spirit are the ones that ask more of us, more patience, more depth, more investment. I suppose I believe that. And I think I've come to use that kind of reasoning, consciously or not, as a way of justifying my avoidance of free shows. I figure that art should cost something. I mean, it certainly does in terms of time and effort from the artist. I should know, I was one. But the art itself should ask something of the audience too, some kind of investment, a bit of buy-in. And one of the ways a performer signals that is by asking people to pay. Today's gospel talks about cost. It suggests that following Christ will come with one. It will require holding convictions that have a price. They won't always be popular or unifying. The religion Jesus describes doesn't make life smoother. It seems it might make things harder. Now, I'm not sure that you'd want to lead with that on a Fringe flyer. A description like that probably isn't the best way to get more people to come to your show. Much better if it didn't require any outlay of money or effort or belief. Just turn up when you feel like it. No questions asked. That would be far easier to promote. But that's not the sales pitch Jesus gives. And unlike me, I don't think he's being selective or cautious. I think he's just being realistic. He's seen enough and knows enough to recognize what the life he's proposing will actually require. Being a Christian is not a spiritual practice designed to help you get by more comfortably. It's not the kind of religion that makes everything calm and peaceful. It brings upheaval. It brings dissonance. The life the Lord invites people into demands something that doesn't come for free. So maybe that's worth considering when you choose a religion I mean, don't get me wrong, the fact that something costs doesn't make it good. There's no virtue in expense for its own sake. But when something does cost, when it asks you to pay, it tells you something about what those offering it believe it's worth. And that's what I see in today's gospel, the truth spoken plainly. If being a Christian is worth something, then it is going to cost something.